What's going on, everybody? Sliding Dutchman here, and today we're on our quest to fix the sway bar that I have basically destroyed. When I was doing the axle, it was a bit longer because it was broken, and that's why I was not able to get it out normally, so I had to cut it with an angle grinder. But I used the pry bar to see if I can get it out of there, and I put a little bit of tension on this part of the sway bar, which then broke because this is I think it's called cast iron. As you can see, where's there, it's just brittle and shit. So I'm gonna look for another one of these because it's just a simple part and it should costing me like a few euro. And then my sway bar can go back on. I know with drifting some people don't use the sway bar to get a little bit more grip at the rear end, but since it's 1.8 I don't want too much grip, especially with braking an axle because of having too much grip. So the sway bar is going back on. Trying to find this part. I think it should be around. Got some tools that I need, so let's get cracking. So here we are again, the BMW section. Oh, I found something. Like, how easy do you want it? Somebody pulled this off, and apparently they don't need it. So I have a new. It's a little bit, looks a little bit torqued, but oh well, shitty material anyway. So got a complete piece. Now I dropped my WD-40 just in case, or not that I dropped it, but I brought it along. But now my cap that is on the top is gone. Damn it. Oh, there it is. Good times. So let's pay for it, get back home and install it. So here we have the sway bar. Just put it back on, looped it up a little bit with WD-40 and then just slide it on. For the people that are familiar with this, what it does is it's connected to one wheel and to the other one, or to your control arms. And as soon as one wheel wants to go up, then this has some tension in it because this wants to stay straight. So it will flex a little bit, so your wheels can like go in individually, but it tries to keep the car level on both wheels, so it's giving you a little bit of extra stiffness. And I think I can just jack up the back and I should be able to get it on. So luckily I didn't have to disassemble everything. This is where the bushings here go in. The little lip slips in here and you fold it up and it goes and bolts through the hole there. This goes to the bottom hole of the, what is it, upper control arm, and then there's a nut that you tighten. That one is already on. Now the other side, and tighten them down, place this back in, bolt in. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and it's all fixed. So since it was cast iron and I don't want to flex it more than it already is, I'm gonna take this bottom bolt out of the shock, so the whole wheel will drop down a little bit. I can take the spring out and I have full access to that bolt, the nut, and also through that hole there I can hold the base of it so it doesn't torque as much, so it will not snap again, because I can already feel that if I will be able to manage my spanner in there and tighten that one up, it's gonna break again because it's brittle as fuck. So that's just the material, the way it is. It doesn't allow much flexing, just the bar, and it pulls and pushes. That's the only thing it does. So yep, taking the wheel off, which was easy because all the bolts were full of copper grease. Just bam, loose, and then you just spin the cross iron or whatever it's called, and it just goes right off. Yeah, undo these bolts, the other side as well, and we have full access. So as you can see, taking the spring out, release this shock absorber, and now it has way more flex, so you just push it down, take the spring out, because it's a lowered spring, because it's a lowering set. Might do true coilovers eventually and delete this, just get a whole different arm, and then so I can now put that on tighten and basically tighten this. But as soon as this starts to be a bit stronger, then this wants to flex, and since it can't because it's on the sway bar, this will torque. So I will use my thingy. I don't know what this is called in English, but well, I basically hold this down so it cannot flex, and then with the other hand I will tighten that nut. So yeah, drop the phone now and use my other hand. So that one is on there, onto the other side. So then I can put the rubber back in. That stops the spring from clunking. Then we're doing the top half first, and we're gonna push down on it. It's kind of hard with one hand, but there it goes. And then you can slip that over the little notch in the middle. Wait, let me put my foot on there, maybe that helps. Yes, there we go, and it's back in. So if I tighten that one up, just pushes it like that, and it cannot go anywhere. It's just because of the shock absorber is loose, that's why it's so loose like that. So yeah, kind of sick of sitting on my knees all day. That's what she said. So now, let me, sorry for my shitty angle, but trying to see if I can get this in. Pushing it up with my leg. Whew. That's an exercise and a half. There we go. We'll take this thing. Tight. Repeat that on the other side and I'll be right back. So that side is back in, so we can push this up, and every once in a while you make a mistake like you're a noob. I needed to go over the exhaust, so fuck. I need to take it off now again, because you just need both sides loose to stick it in there. I love it. So then the other side of the like the sway bar, that one is in. Switch it all around. You basically take that lip, slip it in there, and then fold this up if it wants to. If it doesn't, give it a little help. Come on. Don't know why it's such a pain in the ass, but looks like it needs to come a bit this way, because as you can see, it's moved a little bit, and it's just where am I aiming? Oh, here. It's just barely in there, and I can slip it a bit to the side, but then it's at this corner here. I think this sway bar needs to come a bit this way. So let me use two hands and some force, and then basically take the nut and bolt, put them through the hole here, and well, here on the top side, and should be all good. So here we are. Finally the job is done. Got the sway bar installed, new axle installed, so I've did a lot of work and I'm back to where I started basically. It can be lower. Wait. It isn't? Well, I think in that case that my spring is not completely where it needs to be still. Okay. There we go. Still under some pressure. Well, should settle a bit. Take these out. Yeah, I can do it smaller, I know, but whatever. And yes, it's leaking, but that's red, so it's power steering fluid, which is not a big deal. I mean, the steering will get a bit fucked if you don't do anything about it, but anyways, it's all done. I'm gonna roll it back and forth a bit. This has been up from the side, and that way you don't get any tension, because it's now, because of tilting the car like this and then this and putting it down, the wheels are a bit like stressed in that angle. So that's why I'm gonna roll it back and forth once. It should be good. Excuse me. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. We have some small cool little mods to go in next. Very simple, very easy, but I'm curious to see how they turn out. I'm not gonna say what it is yet. That's what you're gonna see in the next video, but this was just a short video of the installment of my sway bar, which I broke myself. But now I have the axle back in, sway bar is back in, everything is done. The car is back to where it was, like its former glory. Also, there's gonna go an angle kit under the car, and we'll see. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.